and welcome back to Dad on a Dime. Today's question is the dining plan the cheapest way to eat at Disney World? This was a big question for me last year when my family of four decided that we were going to take our first trip to Disney World. I very much wanted to do it as economically as possible. I had never heard of the Disney dining plan until I started doing my research, and I wanted to figure out, was it the best or, in my opinion, cheapest way to eat at Disney World? That was a big deal for me. The trip was going to be a huge expense, and I had to start crunching the numbers and doing some research to see if we should get it or not. Hopefully, this discussion is helpful for you if you are in a similar position. My family loves Disney. Honestly, the more we researched, we realized Disney World is awesome. We were super excited to travel down there and to experience Disney World for the first time. My wife and I, growing up, never got to go. We're from the Midwest, and we always wanted to. Truthfully, I think we were more excited than our kids. But yeah, we were super pumped. But we also soon figured out that unless you just have a massive pile of cash, you're going to have to do some serious budgeting to make the trip happen. And we don't have a serious pile of cash. I'm a teacher, and we knew we were going to have to figure out some ways to cut costs. I heard about the Disney dining plan. I was excited to look into it, and honestly, I was a little bit shocked by the numbers because I thought, oh, this might be a great way to save money. When I did the research, I found people mainly answering this question: is the Disney dining plan a good value? And I figured out pretty quickly that value really depends on what are your priorities. Some people prioritize ease. They feel like it's just much easier to use the Disney dining plan because then they don't have to worry about getting out their wallet and paying for things. I have no problem taking out my wallet and paying with cash, credit card, gift card, whatever I can use, because that's what I do in my regular life. And I know some people say, hey, use your Magic Band, you just charge it to that, no big deal. If you don't know what a Magic Band is, there are all kinds of videos out there on Magic Bands. So I get it. Some people think that it's easier. I didn't think it was difficult to pay the normal way. So that didn't really impact me in considering if it was a good value. Some people like the fact that they have their food prepaid, and I get that. I think there is some wisdom to that. Not worrying about how much you're spending in the moment can be nice. Something you can do though, if you want to have food prepaid, is you can purchase Disney gift cards before you go down there. Now, it's true, you can spend beyond the Disney gift cards, but essentially the food is being prepaid when you do that. And that's something that we did. I ended up buying $500 worth of Disney gift cards that I designated specifically just for food. And I'll get more into the dollar amounts of what we actually spent here in a moment. But if a prepaid idea is something you like, that's another option, is getting Disney gift cards. Some people said that they just thought that the vacation was more relaxing if they used the Disney dining plan. And, if that helps you to relax, then go for it. To me, it wasn't really a factor. I still felt very relaxed on the vacation. I probably would be more relaxed or less relaxed, excuse me, if I felt like we weren't getting our money's worth out of the dining plan. If I felt like I had to always buy the most expensive thing and not necessarily get what I wanted in the moment, that would have stressed me out more. But if it's more relaxing for you with that approach, then great. Some people said they just would enjoy Disney more. We had a great time at Disney World. Wasn't a factor for me. what I was getting at, my priority was what is the cheapest option. And so I had to do some serious dollar breakdown to figure this out. But as I dug in, I started looking at the cost of the dining plan versus how much I thought we would actually spend. I came to the conclusion that it would not be a good value for us simply because of this priority. It was not going to be our cheapest option. So the answer to this for us is no. Here is a quick chart of the dining plan prices for 2018. I put the 2018 chart in there because that is when we went. These are the numbers that I was looking at. Wanting the cheapest option, we would go with the middle plan on this chart, which is the quick service dining plan. And I'm not going to spend time in explaining all of the differences. I will say the top plan on the chart, the regular Disney dining plan, is the most popular. That's what most people get. Your quick service just simply means you don't get meals at sit-down restaurants included. They're all counter service, kind of a fast food style service. And then the last one, the deluxe, is the most expensive. You can sit down every meal and eat if you want to, and it's the most expensive. So I was not interested in that. So I used the middle numbers for the quick service plan when I was calculating. The quick service dining plan versus out of pocket expenses. The daily adult price from that previous chart for the quick service plan was $52.49, and that is for people ages 10 and up, 10 plus. My wife and I clearly are beyond 10, and our son was 10 last year. That means I would have had to pay for 3 of those each day, or they go by night, so the nightly cost would be $157.47. Now, a big catch for me was the fact that it's 10 plus. My son, even though he was 10, does not eat regular adult menu food or portion sizes. I knew that that would be a big waste first and foremost because he wouldn't want most of what would be on the adult menu and certainly wouldn't eat all of that food. But we would have to pay for him as an adult. Our daughter last year was 6. She would have been on the child price at $21.75, so I would only carry that over for one. But that means for each evening of stay, I would be spending $179.22. We were there a total of 6 evenings. That means that for our family of 4, we would have spent $1,075.32. Obviously, that's a big chunk of money just for food. That would have included 2 meals per person and 2 snacks per person per day that we were there. That seemed like a lot. I knew Disney was expensive, but I thought, man, we have got to be able to eat cheaper than that. I saved all of our receipts and we purchased 2 refillable mugs that you can see in the bottom corner there. And I spent a total out of pocket of $548.63. We spent almost half. We saved $526.69 by buying our meals out of pocket as opposed to getting the quick service dining plan. Now, a couple of things. One, we did have a box of food shipped down to us that we ate breakfast from. But that would have been the same even if we were on the Disney dining plan more than likely because it only comes with 2 meals. So you'd still have to have breakfast, or I've heard some people say they use one of their snack options for breakfast. But that isn't what we wanted to do, therefore it wouldn't have really mattered. Also, both of our kids, as I mentioned, primarily ate off of the kids' menus, and you can do that. There were meals where my wife and I would also eat off of the kids' menu just because we weren't very hungry. Those are some other cost savings that you can, tips that you can use to spend less money. So is it possible to eat less? Yes, absolutely. Should you purchase the Disney dining plan? Well, again, it all comes down to your priorities. If you find it more convenient, if you find it more relaxing, then go for it. The point of this video is not to make anyone feel bad if they get it or to argue with anyone. It's really simply to answer the question, can you eat cheaper off of the Disney dining plan, like by not purchasing it? And that is an absolute yes. So if you want to do Disney the cheapest way possible, no, don't buy the Disney dining plan. If you have other priorities, again, totally up to you. But in this situation, the answer is no. All right, I want to thank you for tuning in to Dad on a Dime. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.